I think I might have said this before, but Chris Philp just shows that you don't need to be intelligent to be an MP. Today he had a car crash of an interview round. Clearly he doesn't know his brief by reading scripts, looking very worried and stressed, and resorting to lies about police numbers. In the following clips you'll see him refer to a note that Labour left when they left office. Here it is. And this is an old Chancellor tradition. The shameless Tories thought it would be funny to release it and use it for their political choice of plunging the country into austerity. 13 years later, and they're still using it as an excuse. But anyway, here's Chris Philp having a very bad day.
If they do agree to take down the graffiti, repair the bus shelter or whatever, who supervises them?
Well, we're providing funding for the police to police all of this in the first instance, but then it will get organised via the. No.
Oh, sorry.
I was about to go on to say this sort of thing is then supervised by the probation service. And we are on track to hit about 149,000 by the end of this month. The figures will get confirmed in a few weeks.
But in 2019, it was 123,000, wasn't it? So under the Conservatives, under the Conservatives, you've taken it down a lot. Just lastly, on this aspect of this conversation, it says communities. So under your government, you're going to get very tough on graffiti, but not on child rape. How do you explain that?
Well, no, I don't accept the characterisation of our approach to serious sexual offences.
Sure.
Something Labour extraordinarily voted against.
All right. Well, I think the voters will make their mind up about
the country, so there is money behind this.
For what? What will that pay for?
Well, secondly, I was going to say, we are actually also in the process of recruiting an extra 20,000 police officers, and by the end of this month, just a few days' time, we are on track to have met that target. And when we've done that, we'll have more police officers across England and Wales than we've ever had at any time in this country's history. Now,
are you sure?
Sorry?
Are you sure? Because I'm just looking at my notes here. Between March 2010 and September 2017, there was a fall in police officer numbers in England of 21,085.
Yeah, so by the time this recruitment
programme... So the 20,000 that you're talking about would only bring us back up to the level that they used to be at before the cuts.
So there was then a rise between 2017 and 2019, and we're then recruiting 20,000 from 2019 onwards. So to give you the proper numbers,
go on.
The previous peak was in 2010 at 145,000 police officers. We are on track by the end of March, we believe. We'll get the figures confirmed in a few weeks' time, but we believe we're on track to deliver 149,000 officers. That is 4,000 more than the previous peak in March 2010. So those are the figures.
But it's not an extra 20,000 police officers over the last decade or so.
It's an extra 20,000 police officers compared to the 2019 starting point, and it's going to be an extra 4,000 compared to the previous peak in 2010.
Okay,
we'll know for sure by the end of April.
Do you think the fact that you got rid of 21,000 police officers previously partly means that we've seen antisocial behaviour rise on the streets?
Well, as I say, reports of antisocial behaviour have been going down. When George Osborne and David Cameron had to make those savings sort of in the years immediately after 2010, it was, let's remind ourselves, because the previous Labour government left the country bankrupt. But now the the economy has been doing better over the last few years in the country's history.
But it's never a good idea to cut police, is it?
Well, as I say, there were very difficult economic circumstances. The last Labour government bankrupted the country. Their then Chief Secretary left a note saying there's no money left. So, unfortunately, David Cameron and George Osborne essentially had no choice. On average, there are about 2 of these strip searches a day. So we're not talking about huge numbers.
Doesn't matter.
But of course, that's right. But we do need to make sure they're being done according to the rules. This is where,
Would you have fallen for that, though?
Well, I hope not. I mean, to be honest, I hope not. I mean, it was pretty unedifying, as I say.
Yeah, but they would have. They didn't actually break any the rules, though, did they?
As far as I can tell, no, they didn't. But had they gone ahead with the proposed arrangement, it would have all been completely transparently disclosed. So journalists like you and others would have seen what was going on. And of course, there are MPs who do work that is quite important. So people like Maria Caulfield, one of my colleagues, does work as a nurse in addition to her job as a minister. Other people do work on their family farms. So there are things people do which are completely sort of reasonable. But yeah, what we saw on our TV screens in the last few days was not an edifying spectacle.
No, is Matt Hancock worth £10,000 a day, do you think?
Well, I wouldn't pay him £10,000.
The Health Minister, Helen Wheatley, also had an excruciating time on the morning round not so long back, and you can see her make a complete fool of herself in the video that's on screen now. Don't forget to hit that like button or the join button for membership. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.